Okay, it's time for our lessons to continue on the 12-step program on how to not be a silly woman. I want to address today the issue of women uh, listening to and following along with the channels of Dust Bucket Men on YouTube and other social media pages. What's bothering me so much is, in spite of the fact that I have said this numerous times, I keep getting suggestions from women on a channel for and about women's empowerment, suggesting that I go and wallow in the mud with pig men to quote debate them about whatever. I don't know what it is because my mind is occupied with things that are progressive and enriching and educational and that involve my passions and that are helpful to myself and other people. So I don't think about even going on those channels because I have better things to do with my time and energy. Obviously, a lot of women who come here don't. Either that or they're some kind of minions for these men who are trying to goad me into having some, interaction with them. I don't know which one it is and I don't care. What I'm telling you, and I want everybody to understand this, please share this link around because I want this to be very clear. Don't ever fucking waste my time suggesting to me that I wallow in the mud and filth and just disgusting behavior of men like that. I don't care what they think. I don't care what they do. I don't give a shit what they say. They are non motherfucking factors to me. I want you guys to understand that. Do not insult my eyes posting any shit to tell me that I need to talk to so and such and how I would cremate them and this and that. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Okay, and I'm not going to exert any energy into discussing anything with them. I don't even go on those channels. If I see that come up in my timeline, I click that button that says do not interest. Don't show me this shit again. Okay, because YouTube is very good about that. Anytime that you don't want to see something, they make sure that you don't. So all of you who spend your time hours and hours looking on those channels and listening to that toxicity and allowing that shit into your head and your spirit, there's something wrong with you. You obviously hate yourself. I mean, I'm glad you're here because this is where you need to be so that you can get over that. But don't bring that shit here with you thinking that you're going to spread that silliness to me and the other viewers on this channel. We don't do that here. Okay, and have enough sense if you decide to do some shit like that and hurt yourself mentally and emotionally to keep it to yourself. Don't let me know how stupid you are and how much of your time you waste. That's a secret that you should be writing in your diary or confessing to your priest in a little cube or whatever you're going to do. Don't share it publicly because you publicly expose yourself for being a self-hating, silly woman, which is what the point is of this series, to make you not be that. Okay? So, it's really important to me to ask you something because you did something you need to think about. Why do you care what those fools say? Why do you care? Why do you support their channels with clicks and views and memberships and subscriptions to their nonsense? Why do you do that? Why do you share the links around on the internet so that their toxic, hateful words will be viewed and heard by other black women? Why do you do that? Do you understand how much you must hate yourself when you do that shit? They don't even have to do the work for spreading their own poison. You do it for them voluntarily, happily. Just sharing. Oh my God, can you believe they said this about us? And how can they say this about us? It's so stupid that you just fall for the game. I've been spending the last 30 years of my life trying to teach women how to recognize game and defend themselves from it, and y'all still don't recognize it when it's right in front of you. This is disturbing to me. It's very disturbing that you don't have any kind of better sense of self-preservation than to bring that shit willingly into your life. Because it's not like they are forced into your computer. They don't do pop-ups onto your screen, onto your phone, onto your laptop. You click a link, you go to those channels willingly, voluntarily, of your own volition. You hit that play button. You do that to yourself. And you need to ask yourself why. Why do you give a shit what they say, especially when it's something that's going to hurt you and it's negative about you as a woman, about you as a mother, about you as a lady of a certain age, about your sexuality, about your marital status? I mean, nothing they say is complimentary and uplifting. Why do you go to those channels? Why do you listen to those men? Okay, you need to ask yourself that. I don't have the answer. It just sounds like a whole bunch of you need to get hook up with a shrink and get inside your heads and figure out what's wrong with you, because there is something obviously amiss. Okay, this is not really what you should be doing, especially if you have daughters and they see you. They're listening to what you're listening to. They're hearing the conversation that you have with your friends about what you read and heard online. You need to do something better. Okay, now what do you do? Because this wallowing in the mud with the pig stuff, that's not what you should be doing with your time. You have free time. You don't know what to do with yourself. Besides cleaning up and watching TV, that's what most of you do. And then you have a little job and you take care of your kids. Okay, there's 4 things on your agenda for your life. That is not enough. It's okay, some of you have 5, you go to church. Okay, but you got free time like that. You don't need to be listening to some bullshit folks. You need to pick up a damn book. Okay, you got audio books. You can get free books. There's sites where you can download free books and listen to them free online. The libraries, you can do that now because of all this global issues here. Libraries were closed, but you can check out books. You can listen to stuff online. You can read online. There's all kinds of options for you to elevate your mind, and you never have to leave your house. Okay, you want to spend some time doing some stupid stuff, do something to elevate your mind instead. Listen to a webinar recording, learn something. Do these free online classes that they have at universities all over the country. You can sign up for something for free, no tuition required, just some time. The main thing that I see with young women today is that y'all don't have any passions. There's nothing about your life that brings you solid excitement and joy except chasing after some man or dealing with your kids. That's your main focus. There's nothing in your life that's about you and your betterment. Okay, and I think that's just shameful. So I have a list of things that you should consider. Okay, because every woman should have at least 2 hobbies that she's interested in, 2 things that bring her joy, 2 things that she does regularly that make her happy. Now you can do something, there's like physical hobbies, there's mental hobbies, there's social hobbies, there's creative hobbies, like crafts and stuff. And a lot of the hobbies that you do can actually get you into a situation where you will meet new people who will also educate you and enrich your mind and your life. Or you can have a new hobby that actually brings you money because you're so good at it that you can sell what you create and make extra money, have a solid side hustle and a solid side income stream. When I wasn't working at one point after I became a after I lost my training abilities, I hurt my back. So it was like almost a year and a half. I couldn't do anything. And, it was horrible. I tell you, it was the worst experience of my life. And you don't realize how much you use your back until you can't use it. But what I did, went back into my childhood and I pulled out my crochet hooks and some yarn. And I started crocheting and I was making baby Afghans for people. I had made so many of them because I didn't have shit else to do. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. Physical therapy and then just feeling sorry for myself for a year and a half. So I made, I don't know, dozens of these things. I had so many of them. I set up a website and I started selling. And I was selling them for $150, $200. And people were buying them. And then they were, I had like all different designs on my site. And people would send me the order. I would, put them in the box and I would wrap them in the tissue paper and all that stuff. And I would ship them to them. So they had handmade heirloom type things that they could pass down from generation to generation. And my stuff was good. My grandmother taught me to crochet when I was a kid. I can crochet my ass off. Okay, I know embroidery. I know crewel embroidery. I never really got into knitting. That wasn't really my thing. And I sew. Okay, so those are 4 things that I do that I can do and make money, and I enjoyed them when I was growing up. In high school, I made all my own clothes, except for socks, shoes, and underwear. But I made all my own clothes, and it was just, it was a very wonderful thing, and I used to make money crocheting and sewing things for other people. So these are the kind of things anyway I want to suggest. So if you don't, to get out, swimming is good. Yoga is excellent, especially if you're getting older and you're stiff. Walking is good because it gives you exercise, helps control your blood pressure, blood sugar if you're having them kind of issues. Skating, you can do that with your kids. Gardening, taking dance classes. Cycling is good. Some people like to go fishing. Some people like to go hunting. Some people like skiing if got that kind of money. Others join bowling leagues. So bowling becomes a hobby and interest of theirs. Boxing is good. We had a ping pong table at our house, and my brothers and I used to play all the time. That was one of our hobbies that we had. You can do like kickboxing type of classes or weight training, going to the gym. Those are other hobbies and outlets that people have that are very beneficial for them physically. Then you get into creative type hobbies, like painting. Um, some people make wreaths for holidays. Some people make what you call it. They do candles. They make soaps. They do paintings, watercolor or oil paintings, acrylics, whatever. Some people draw. Some people sketch. Some learn how to do jewelry making, beads and stuff. Some people do ceramics. Some people do glass blowing and origami. That's something I used to do as a kid. I was very into the Japanese culture. Maybe you're really good at writing poetry. You that kind of person that can get up at the little coffee hour thing and do some spoken word, and you write that and you go to the things and you build a name for yourself as a spoken word artist because you have a lot to say. Some of you are great at graphic design. The way that the softwares are these days, you don't need to go to school and stuff. They pretty much will teach you how to do it. Some of you learn jewelry making. You learn floral design. You do makeup. A lot of women go into that. Photography. And you can get a camera, a nice digital camera. You can use the Apple iPhones actually are very, very good. But if you want more creative freedom and control, you can get a nice digital camera for pretty inexpensive. You look for a sale with different lenses and all kind of stuff. You can do quilting, which people will pay. You know how to quilt? People will pay for some nice handmade quilts, especially if you can make it to match the colors of their bedroom and stuff like that. Some people go into making, doing like party planning, wedding planning. They develop a whole side career for after hours or on the weekends or something like that because they're really good at that kind of stuff. Some people cook and then you can have a little side hustle catering people's little parties and stuff. I did that for a while. There's just so many things, ladies, that you can do to make yourself feel excitement and passion in your life and have something positive to do that's going to enrich you and make you a better woman, that'll make you a happier woman, that'll give you your kids an example of solid womanhood that is on a positive tip and who does not fill her head with garbage men, garbage conversation, and trash activities. So you have a choice here. You have a choice. You either pick up something that's going to be beneficial to you and your kids because you can bring them in or you can expose them to a whole new world that they would never have known about if it wasn't for their adventurous mama who went out and explored the world in a way that she wasn't exposed to as a child. This is your opportunity. Get your ass off of YouTube and these other garbage websites where these fools are talking trash to women. Stop listening to them. Stop giving them your support because every time you click their videos, they get paid. Okay, they get paid. They're getting a benefit from you hurting yourself by going to their channels. Please explain to me what goddamn sense that makes. You're rewarding them for being negative and hurting you. And millions of other black women that all also listen to that trash. Y'all, please understand where this is coming from. This is coming from a place of love. I'm trying to draw your attention to how you are basically killing your soul, your spirit, your mind. You're doing that to yourself. It may be an unconscious thing where you don't really understand that that's what you're doing, but I'm telling you that is what you're doing, and you're giving them more, you're benefiting them. And while they sit there and laugh and get a big fat check every month, and you go away limping emotionally and mentally and spiritually from the assault that they have given on you and your, what you are, your age, your height, your weight, your marital status, whatever. They're attacking you. It is spiritual warfare, and you are going into it unarmed and unaware like a babe in the woods, and you're hurting yourself every time you do that. Please stop. This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com. You can visit me here on YouTube, or check me out on the Debsterism on Clubhouse as well. And I hope you guys listen to this. Please, hit me up if you have any questions, anything's not clear, or you want to run something by me. My email is survivingdating@gmail.com. Talk to you later.